Premier League season is back, guys, and honestly, what a goddamn start to the season. I could not have asked for a better start to the season, and after me, myself and I have taken a long sabbatical, yeah. I wanted drama, I wanted scandal, yeah. I wanted intensity, I wanted anxiety, I wanted all of the smoke at the start of this season, and my oh my, were we not disappointed. Again, I'm gonna start with, again, welcome back to my channel, guys. I know I've been away for a really long time, and to be fair, the reason why I've been away for a really long time is personal issues, domestic matters, public matters in some cases as well, and just life itself kind of made me think, am I even really gonna come back to this? I didn't even think I was ever gonna come back to this, but I'm here, I'm back, I'm recording, it's happening, guys. So I am back. So yeah. It's gonna be the start of what I predict to be a very long season. I'm gonna give you content upon content upon content, not just Chelsea. I'm talking all Premier League games, highlights, reviews from all of the Premier League games and the WSL, because let's face it, our ladies, yeah. Shout out to my man from the Wall of Comedy, yeah? The man dem didn't do it, but the gal dem did. Again, literally, again, just goes to show whatever the men can do, we can do better, and evidently and clearly so. So, without further ado, let me please just get into this game. I'm smiling because I'm planning on starting on a positive note, especially because I've been away for so long. I will get into the negatives because let's face it, it was not a pretty 3 points, especially from us as Chelsea, especially from us Chelsea fans, what we're expecting, the caliber, the quality, the goals, the performances. It was a bit underwhelming in that sense, but we got the 3 points, and more importantly, so we broke the Goodison curse. Now, coming into this game, I was a bit apprehensive, mainly because I know we've made a couple good signings, like, and some very good signings, let me not lie. But again, these signings need time to embed themselves into the squad. They need time to gel, they need time to settle as well. And you could kind of see that in the case of City and the pre-season that they had with their new signings and trying to settle Erling Haaland, especially, into that new squad as well, especially with the departure of about 3 or 4 major players from their squad as well. But somehow, some way, it worked, and here we are, and we managed to break the Goodison curse. I mean, the Goodison curse, guys, if you think about it, we failed to win on our last 4 visits to Goodison Park. So coming into that game, and I know people will say Everton barely escaped relegation last year, but forget last year, it's a whole new, brand new season. Most people will forget, but I certainly won't, the season that West Ham were almost relegated and they managed to stay up. And then that season, they went on to make the Europa League. So when I tell you each season is a new season, it really be like that, guys. Trust me. But anyway, getting into the game, I do want to talk about the positives before I want to get onto the negatives, because let's face it, we got the 3 points, good start to the season, but as Chelsea fans, we know there's a lot to work on, and there's some clear issues that we do need to address, but I will get onto that in a bit. But let's start with the positives, and the positives being, first and foremost, the most important thing is 3 points, guys. 3 points. 3 very hard earned, well fought points, and the first game of the season, we all know what it means. Every little counts, every little helps, everything makes a difference, and you do want to start the season off with a good impression. You do want to start the season off with a win. You do want to start the season off with 3 points, especially considering some of the upcoming fixtures that we have. The fact that the transfer window still hasn't closed yet as well. So using the performance from these games as well, we can definitely see what areas we as Chelsea Football Club need to improve on. And there's definitely some glaring few, and I will get onto that. But first and foremost, Kalidou Koulibaly. Oh my goodness, what an immense debut. Sorry, I just had to like temporarily applaud, because what a guy, what a player, what a defender we have on our hands. Looking at him and his performance against Everton away at Goodison Park as well, knowing the curse that we have, knowing the interceptions, the tackles, the last ditch saves, like putting his body on the line, the blocks that he made. This guy is a proper defender. I don't even miss Rudiger. I'm not even thinking about Rudiger when I'm watching a performance like that, honestly. And that just goes to show, well done to Chelsea, well done to Koulibaly for making the switch, and you know, well done for embedding into the team so well, understanding the system so well, so that we don't have this problem at the start of the season. And what an absolute performance. I tell you, if this guy lasted the full 90 minutes, he may have been my man of the match, but because of that, he just missed out to Thiago Silva. And again, another guy's performance I have to praise. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna tell you guys, spoiler alert, the high praises for this match, the compliments do definitely go to the defensive players, because they kept us into the game. They kept us in the game. They saved our necks. Some of the defensive maneuvers, the tackles, the blocks were absolutely fantastic, and that showed how we can get to competing to City and Liverpool's level eventually. Not just yet. We still got some gelling, some embedding, some settling to do. Couple 2 or 3 signings off from really being at that level, but we are getting there, and we can see that we're definitely getting there as well. But these 2 players get a round of applause, standing ovation, definitely my players of the match. Thiago Silva, because he lasted the full 90 minutes. I know he had a bit of cramp. I know he had a bit of a hamstring come up. I've been seeing some rumours and reports about possible hamstring injury and him being out for a while. I really hope that's not true. Really hope that's not true, especially with Tottenham coming up as well. We know what they did, winning their first game as well. And again, I'm going to get into that in another video as well. So again, in terms of the content and stuff that I'm trying to put out this season, it's not just, I mean, it's mainly going to be Chelsea, of course, because I'm a Chelsea fan and my biased opinions towards Chelsea are clearly evidently going to come out. But this is a football reaction channel, and more than that, I'm also planning on doing something separate to football attached to this channel as well. But it is a reaction channel. We are here to react to things, right? And this is something that we do need to react to as well. The signings, the performance, the opening game of the season, the drama, like the energy, we are all there with them. We are all living it. We are all there, right there with our players, trust me. And my oh my, I can tell it's just going to be an entertaining season. Just going off the back of this first game, we already know it's going to be such an entertaining season, and me, myself and I cannot wait. I honestly cannot wait. So the positives, again, I thought Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, absolutely immense, amazing. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to get into the negatives, because I do have to address the fact that it was such an ugly 3 points that we got. It's 3 points that, given the performance, given our record in Goodison Park, me and I think the majority of most Chelsea fans will probably take that. The fact that it's our first game of the season, there's still signings to be made. We're accounting for the fact that players are going to be leaving for a World Cup in the middle of the season as well, in a couple of months. So taking all of that into consideration, it's the 3 points I will take. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't flary. It wasn't like, it didn't give me goosebumps. In fact, it almost sent me to sleep at some parts. But at the end of the day, it's 3 points. It's 3 points on the board. And we move on to the next game, which is Tottenham at home. Again, a very, very, very tough game considering the great performance we saw them put in against Southampton and the amazing changes that Antonio Conte has made since he's come into Tottenham. And let's face it, let's give him the respect, let's give him the dues he deserves, because he is an amazing manager. He's an epic manager, and I can only see the way being onwards and upwards for Tottenham. And I'm not gonna lie, as a rival fan, I'm kind of scared, but I'm not too scared because I know the transfer window isn't over yet. I'm happy with the business we've done so far, but I know there's still more business to be done, and I'm confident, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans are confident that we will get those signings done by the end of this transfer window. So once the rest of the season rolls on, I'm sure we're going to be absolutely fine. Again, let me get on to the negatives. I don't want to get onto it too much, but a couple of players I'm going to highlight. God, I can't even speak properly today. I don't know if it's the excitement or the fact that it's getting a little bit late now, so I'm a bit tired. So maybe a little bit of both. But Mason Mount, absolutely terrible. Ben Chilwell, terrible. Only positive contribution that he gave to the game was getting us that penalty and eventually contributing to the winning goal, which I'll give him that. That's about it. That is the only positive contribution I saw from Ben Chilwell all game. Apart from that, he was terrible, but that's to be expected because the guy is coming back into the team after a long injury. Let's face it, he's been out for 9 months, so he's not going to come back in and be the Ben Chilwell that we all know and love. It's going to take some time for him to get back up to that level. Thankfully, we have a brilliant, fantastic player in Marc Cucurella, and even in the small time that he was allowed for his debut, I saw a lot of promise there. I saw a lot of potential. I can see this guy's going to slot right into the squad. And to be honest, even if Ben Chilwell is injured again, or even if he is out, even if he takes his time getting back up to the Ben Chilwell standard that we know, I'm okay with that because we've got a fantastic replacement in Marc Cucurella. And in my opinion, I think that's great. That just gives competition for places. In fact, if anything, that should drive Ben Chilwell to work hard to get his place back, because he should know now it's not a guarantee. And if Marc Cucurella comes in, I expect him personally to start against Spurs, and I expect a killer performance. And to be fair, if he does deliver that killer performance, it's going to be really difficult for Ben Chilwell to get his place back. I really hope he does, because I hope he gets the minutes. I really want him to be selected for, the World Cup and to get back into that England squad, which he's quite rightly, deservedly so deserves to be fair.